Greetings one and all. Welcome back to the Easy and Delicious Kitchen today. So yeah, making something, looking pretty special. Well, I think it's going to be pretty special. A dish called Tachin, which is a baked rice dish that comes from the Middle East, Persian dish. Specifically, I think it might be Iran. So yeah, as you can see, I've got some rice here. Now this is basmati rice, and there's 2 cups of that, and I've been soaking that for a few hours just in some fresh water with a couple of tablespoons of salt. So now I've just got it in this strainer over the sink, as you can see, and all I want to do is rinse it. Give it a good rinse just until it runs clean. Alrighty, so before I go ahead and cook that rice, I've just now this dish, you can just serve it as like a baked dish, but quite often it has a filling in the middle of it. So my tah-chin's going to have a nice chicken and onion filling. So to that end, I've had a small brown onion that I've sliced up, and I've just had sauteing there, as you can see. Now as it's browned, I'm going to add my chicken. Now I've got some thigh pieces here that have been marinating, and then I'll cut them up. So yeah, to show you how the marinade was made, and like I say, they've been going overnight, and that marinade will just take a jump to the left. Alrighty guys, so I've just done a bit of a time warp. I'm back to yesterday, just to show you what went into my marinade for the chicken. So I've got about 3/4 of a cup of plain yogurt, about 3 cloves of garlic grated. I've got a medium-sized knob of ginger that I've grated. I will also grate in, I've got a lemon here. I'm just going to grate in some of the zest of that, quite a bit. Outstanding. So then all I've got here is about a teaspoon of ground black pepper and about the same of turmeric, ground turmeric. I'll get a generous amount of ground rock salt. Don't be shy with the salt as usual. Get that a quick mix up. Alright, and for my chicken I'm using chicken thigh fillets that have been skinned, and I'm just going to throw those in whole. I've got 4 of those. It's about 600 grams. And I'll just thoroughly coat my marinade over those chicken thighs. And I'm going to cover this bowl, put it in the fridge, and leave it overnight. Back in the present. So my chicken and onions there have been cooking away just for a few minutes. Don't forget they're going to be going into our rice to bake as well. Now what I am going to add to that is I've just got about a cup, about 50-50, I've got semi-dried cranberries, and about half sultanas. And I'm just going to mix those through as well. And just let it cook for another minute or two. And then I'm going to take this off the heat and just let it cool down before we use it. Alrighty, so I've just got some water on the boil there. To that I'm going to put in our soaked and washed basmati rice. Now with our rice here, that basmati rice, we're not going to, it's a bit like biryani I guess, we're not going to stir that and all that sort of thing. We don't want to break those beautiful long grains of the basmati. And also we're just going to par cook this because, as I've said a few times now, we're going to be baking this rice, so we only want to half cook it at this stage, similar to biryani, same sort of deal. Now I know I soaked that in the soaking water, we had a lot of salt, but we want some more salt in this as well, and a good tablespoon in there. Just put the lid back on, and yeah, half cooking it. As soon as it comes back to the boil, it should only be, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes, something like that, once it's boiling. Alrighty, once I've done that, rather than filming it just to save time, I will rinse it again under cold water. So that'll do two things. It'll wash a bit more of that starch off, and it will also stop it cooking with the cold water. To about half our rice, we're going to be adding a bit of a yogurt egg mixture. So I've just got to mix that up first. So in there I've got about, in my bowl, I've got about 3/4 of a cup of plain yogurt. I've got 2 egg yolks, just the yolks only. I've just got a little spoonful lemon juice, a little more salt, just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit pepper, black pepper. Now in this little shot glass here, I've just had some saffron strands in some hot water, and they've just been sitting there for an hour or so. So I'll just add a little bit of that, like so. And that's basically it. So we're just going to whisk that up. Alright, once I've got that mixed up, I'm going to be adding about half of our cooked or par cooked rice into that. That's a good half. That's probably more like 2/3. Alright, I'll mix that up and I'll get back to you shortly. So what I've got here is I've just melted a little butter and I've mixed that with a little oil. So I'm just going to put this in a little casserole. So yeah, that should be enough. I've got a little bit left there. We'll see how we go. So I'm just going to paint that all over, up the sides. Yeah, actually I'm going to need it all. There you go. Yeah, so up the sides as well. Next thing I'm going to put in my yogurt and egg rice, saffron. We're just going to pat that down. Now once we've got it patted down a bit, I am going to make a bit of a groove, a little bit of a hollow in the middle, like so. Right, now into that I'm going to put my now thoroughly cooled down chicken, onion and dried fruit, dried cranberries mix. And just start gently pressing that down as well. Someone's trying to get hold of me. Just have to wait. So yeah, like I say, just press that in up into the sides of that little well we made. Get it in nice and fairly firmly. I do have clean hands, even though they look a little bit yellow from that playing around with that saffron. Now, just to finish off, I've got the rest of my rice there that I kept aside, so we'll just put that over the top of that. And again, just pressing down a little bit as we go. Now I've still got a bit of that butter left, so I am just going to tip a little bit over the top of that. Alrighty, so I've got a lid for that. I've got my oven preheating to about 180 degrees, and what I'm going to do is put that down into the bottom of the oven and just let that cook for, I'm not sure, probably around an hour. I'll check it after 45 minutes, and then yeah, it might need a bit longer after that, but I'm guessing a minimum of 45 minutes. Alrighty, I'll whack that in and I'll see you then. I'll see you then. I'll see you a bit later. Woo! They are trying to get hold of me. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, I better go see who it is. Alrighty guys, so that took a little bit longer than what I first said. What I told you a little while back, I was thinking around an hour, but it actually took closer to about an hour and 20 minutes, and yeah, I've just let it cool slightly so I can touch it, and that's what I wanted, some colour like that around the edges. I won't dip it up yet, but underneath as well, because one of the main things we want with this dish is like a crispy, slightly crispy outside sort of coating, so it's almost like a bit of a rice cake with a nice filling in it. Hope I'm not being too ambitious. So we'll see what happens. It'd be nice if it does do that. I'm going to try and put it out onto this marble board thing. So to get the full effect of this, what we've got to do is turn it upside down, and between the marble, the glass and the dish, that's going to be quite heavy, so let's see how we go. Alrighty. Oh, she's still hot underneath. Alright, so let's see if this comes off. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted. I've just got a few more of those cranberries, and I've just heated them up and a bit more of that butter just to plump them up a little bit, just as a garnish. So, and I didn't mention before when I was talking about cranberries, the Middle Eastern version of this, the Persian version, Iranian version, they would actually use burberries, but yeah, I couldn't get those, so I'm just hoping these cranberries will do the job. Alrighty guys, time to try my tah-chin, my chicken tah-chin. So yeah, it's looking good. Very happy with the way it came out, as you probably guessed when I turned it upside down. So, but it's all in the tasting. So we'll just yeah, and what you want to get is a bit of that crispy shell, as well as the yeah, bit of that filling. Although, as I said, there's all different types of fillings you can put in this, and you don't even need a filling. You can just make it all rice, or just put in some of those berries, all that stuff. So let's have a look at it. So that's what a mouthful looks like. Let's taste it. Oh. That is absolutely magical. Oh, yum. That is... I can't describe how good that is, guys. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all those that subscribe to the channel, especially all my... had a few new subscribers from Sri Lanka after that last video. That's been awesome. Hope you stay along. I am going to be doing a few more recipes from Sri Lanka, but yeah, I like cooking from all around the world, all different cuisines. If you haven't subscribed yet, yeah, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time.